Welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Show, and here are your daily fantasy baseball matchups for August 26th, 2020. Let's get into the action. Dodgers at Giants, the lefty Kershaw versus the righty Gausman. Two guys I would target in that Giants lineup are Dubon and Flores, both with a homer off of Kershaw, and both hit lefties well. Kevin Gausman going against his Dodgers lineup. Definitely want to target Corey Seager. And if you have the money, Mookie Betts. If you want a cheaper option than Mookie Betts, take a look at Justin Turner at third base. Or if you want an outfield option, take a look at AJ Pollock. But Corey Seager is the guy in this lineup. 2 walks to 2 strikeouts, 1,200 OPS, and he's going cheaper than Muncy and cheaper than Betts and Bellinger. I don't like Kershaw today because the Giants have been 34% better than league average versus lefties, and it seems like these Giant hitters are just ready to play the Dodgers every time. Rockies at Diamondbacks, John Gray versus the lefty Robbie Ray. Two guys I like in that Diamondbacks lineup, Stephen Vogt and Jake Lamb. And two guys I like in that Rockies lineup, surprise, surprise, Nolan Arenado and Trevor Story. I don't like John Gray or Robbie Ray today. Mariners at Padres, the righty Taijuan Walker versus the righty Dilson Lamet. No Padres hitters of note and no Mariners hitters of note to target. Maybe take a look at Jerickson Profar, but that's just because he has one homer versus Taijuan Walker. I don't see any easy, obvious plays in this game. Dilson Lamet is a good pitcher to look into, but no hitters to talk about. Kansas City Royals at St. Louis Cardinals, Jacob Junis versus Dakota Hudson. No one in particular on this Cardinals team. Same guys I've been talking about, Brad Miller, Matt Carpenter, Paul DeJong. But no one in particular for today, for this Cardinals lineup. This Royals lineup, same thing. Really just not enough lineup data. No one has more than 4 at-bats versus Dakota Hudson. Cincinnati Reds at Milwaukee Brewers. Sonny Gray versus Adrian Hauser. Sonny Gray's price is a little cheaper than I expected, especially considering the Brewers have been 33% worse than league average against righties. So his price being $8,800 when he's one of the best pitchers pitching this year, and Garrett Cole's at $10,000 going against the Atlanta Braves, it's kind of surprising. That being said, take a look at Christian Yelich or Justin Smoke. And for this Reds lineup, take a look at Eugene Suarez and Jesse Winker. Yankees at Braves. This is the second game they have today. Tanaka versus Max Fried, or Fried, I'm still not sure how to say it. Guys to target against Tanaka. Not really a lot of at-bats to draw from, but it's looking like Johan Camargo and Freddie Freeman are your best bets in this Braves lineup. I think Max Fried is an interesting option. The Yankees have been 12% better than league average against lefties. They are in Braves Park, which is a good park, so is Yankee Stadium. But I like Fried. Going against the Yankees is hard, but if you really want to put Fried in there, I wouldn't shy away from it. I'll show you who I have for today for my 2 picks later. Marlins at Mets. Eliezer Hernandez versus Jacob deGrom. Definitely not looking at Hernandez today. Take a look at Robinson Cano and Michael Conforto for that Mets lineup. Jacob deGrom going against the Marlins. Jesus Aguilar, Brian Anderson, and Jorge Alfaro, each with a homer off deGrom. Jesus Aguilar is really the only guy I can suggest, the only guy with reliable pop in that Marlins lineup. Chicago Cubs at Detroit Tigers. The lefty John Lester versus the righty Michael Fulmer. Miguel Cabrera is the guy today in this Tigers lineup. And from this Cubs lineup, no one has homered yet against Michael Fulmer. Albert Almore Jr. has the best walk-to-strikeout ratio and only 3 plate appearances. Kipnis in 17 at-bats has decent numbers. I would take a look at Kipnis again. I would say Kipnis and Schwarber. Schwarber because lefty going against the righty, and Alomar doesn't really have the pop for me to suggest him. Schwarber really has the biggest pop on that Cubs lineup. Without a doubt, most pop in the Cubs lineup. And I don't think I suggest him enough. I don't like any of those pitchers. John Lester going against this Detroit lineup, who's actually been amazing against lefties. Surprise, surprise. Clevenger coming back from his little COVID stint, or DFA because of COVID. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but he broke protocol, got sent down for 10 to 15 days, but he's finally back up. Twins at Indians, Jose Barrios going against Mike Clevenger. Homers for Allen, Santana, Lindor, and Perez from this Indians lineup. But the guy I'm showing you is Carlos Santana with 7 walks to 4 strikeouts and 1 home run. Definitely like Carlos Santana today. From this Twins lineup, take a look at Alex Avila and Miguel Sano. Baltimore Orioles at Tampa Bay Rays, Asher Wojciechowski versus Trevor Richards. Neither of these guys are particularly interesting. Trevor Richards more so than Wojciechowski, but these are middle-of-the-road starters. I would take a look at Austin Meadows with 2 homers and 9 at-bats versus Asher from Meadows from that Tampa Bay lineup. And from that Orioles lineup, I would take a look at Rio Ruiz, who's the only guy so far homer against Trevor Richards. Boston Red Sox at Toronto Blue Jays, Colton Brewer versus unannounced pitcher. Looks like your catcher of the day is Danny Jansen with 2 homers and 3 plate appearances versus Colton Brewer. I want to emphasize that again. Pick up Danny Jansen today for your catcher. 2 homers and 3 at-bats versus the guy he's facing today. Also, Grichuk has been really hot, so Grichuk staying hot. Keep picking him up if his price is low. Phillies at Nationals, Aaron Nola versus Patrick Corbin. I didn't put either of these guys on my pitching thing for today. Probably should have put Nola. Corbin disappointed me last week. Nola I just wasn't too high on coming into the season, but he's been great. Guys you should target from this Nats lineup today. Howie Kendrick. For your catcher position, Yan Gomes. First base, Eric Thames. It ends there. From this Phillies lineup, I do not believe Kingery is playing anymore with Bohm. So the best guy I like for this Phillies lineup is Rhys Hoskins going against lefty Patrick Corbin. Rhys Hoskins at first base or Eric Thames at first base are really 2 good value options today with good matchups. First game of the Yankees game, Cole versus Ian Anderson. I think I went over these matchups yesterday. Yes, I did. And this game got pushed back, I assume. You're not going to pick up Darno. You're not really going to pick up any of these Braves hitters versus Garrett Cole because there's better options elsewhere. Last game, Pirates at White Sox, Trevor Williams versus Dallas Keuchel. Keuchel has his work cut out for him versus Pirates team. It's funny, the Pirates and the Tigers are 2 of the worst teams against righties, and they're 2 of the best teams against lefties. Interesting. Keep that in mind. You're not going to pick up Dallas Keuchel today against the Pirates. Let's see if Trevor Williams is a good option, though, against the White Sox. 4% better than average the White Sox have been. No easy play in this game from a pitching perspective. From a hitter's perspective, Jose Abreu has been scorching red hot, one of the hottest guys in MLB right now. Tim Anderson with the lone home run from this White Sox lineup versus Trevor Williams. And from this Pirates lineup, it looks barren. It looks like no one has really faced Dallas Keuchel yet. You have the lefty Hosmer not listed. You have a lot of guys really not listed. Josh Bell not listed. So maybe take a look at Josh Bell today. Here are the pitchers I like for today. Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole, Sonny Gray, Jose Barrios. And for your budget pitcher, Mike Fiers. Mike Fiers just has a really good matchup. He is going against the Texas Rangers. The righty going against the Texas Rangers, who are dead last today for offensive production. So definitely take a look at Mike Fiers today, my lone budget pitcher. And my pair of the day is Jacob deGrom and Jose Barrios. Barrios is going against the Indians, deGrom the Marlins. The Indians have not been good against righties. If you don't want to take one of those guys, maybe you don't really like Barrios too much, definitely sub him in for Mike Fiers, who has a great matchup against the Texas Rangers. And that's it for today, guys. Good luck, and have a good one.